In the crisp, unforgiving dawn of an Annapolis morning on a day that would forever alter the trajectory of her life, Rear Admiral Sophia Hayes, a 34-year-old naval intelligence officer whose unyielding dedication had been forged in the fires of familial neglect and professional anonymity, stood resolute at the imposing gates of the United States Naval Academy, her immaculate navy dress whites concealed beneath a weathered trench coat that served as both armor and disguise, her heart pounding with a mixture of resolve and lingering pain as security personnel, oblivious to her true identity, denied her entry to her brother Ethan's award ceremony, where he, the family's golden child, would be honored for his visible exploits in combat, while she, the so-called useless desk jockey, endured his cutting mockery. "You should have married a real officer instead of pretending to be one." A barb that sliced deep into the wounds of a lifetime spent invisible in his shadow. Her parents standing by in silent complicity, their eyes averted as if her presence was an inconvenient footnote in the grand narrative of the Hayes family legacy. A legacy steeped in generations of military men who valued the flash of medals and the thunder of battlefield glory over the quiet, cerebral warfare waged in shadowed rooms. This moment, though excruciating, was but the latest chapter in a story that began in her childhood, where flashbacks now assaulted her mind like relentless waves crashing against a solitary cliff, recalling the day Ethan received his acceptance letter to the Naval Academy, the house erupting in jubilant cheers, a lavish party thrown in his honor with banners and toasts, while mere days earlier, Sophia had claimed victory in a national science fair with her groundbreaking cryptographic algorithm that could revolutionize data security. Yet her achievement was met with her father's perfunctory, "That's nice, dear," his attention swiftly diverting back to Ethan's future as the true heir to their storied name, dismissing her passion for intelligence as a mere hobby unfit for the rigors of real service. When Sophia, undeterred by their skepticism, announced her own acceptance into the Naval Intelligence Program, a path that demanded intellect sharper than any blade and nerves of steel, her father scoffed, labeling it a support role for those who couldn't hack the front lines, blind to the fact that her work would involve piecing together global puzzles that prevented wars rather than fighting them, her family viewing her as the eternal understudy in a play where Ethan was the star, their traditional views on gender and military roles casting her contributions as inferior, paper-pushing, unaware that behind the veil of classification lay operations of life-or-death consequence. In the high-security confines of the tank, a windowless underground bunker pulsating with the hum of servers and the glow of multiple screens, Sophia orchestrated symphonies of strategy, her fingers dancing across keyboards to direct assets across oceans, as vividly illustrated in one harrowing memory of a high-risk hostage rescue in the turbulent waters of the Red Sea, where pirates had seized a merchant vessel carrying American civilians, and Sophia, monitoring satellite feeds and intercepted communications, provided real-time intelligence that guided a Navy SEAL team through the chaos, her voice calm over encrypted channels as she warned of an impending ambush. "Abort starboard approach, enemy reinforcements inbound from bearing 270. Saving not only the hostages but the entire team from certain annihilation. All while receiving a dismissive text from Ethan complaining about his boring shore leave. A stark reminder of the chasm between their worlds. Her success is shrouded in secrecy that bred isolation. The anonymity a double-edged sword that protected national security, but eroded her personal connections, leaving her to reflect in the dim afterglow of the operation on the profound loneliness of being a guardian in the shadows, where applause was forbidden and gratitude came only from those in the know. Yet amid this solitude, a glimmer of recognition emerged when General Miller, a towering four-star general with a reputation for spotting unsung heroes, summoned her to his office, his gravelly voice filled with genuine admiration as he acknowledged her pivotal role in numerous missions, informing her that the Department of the Navy had nominated her for the Distinguished Service Medal, an accolade rarely bestowed upon non-combat officers, symbolizing exceptionally meritorious service that transcended the battlefield, and hinting at a public unveiling during Ethan's ceremony, a prospect that planted a fragile seed of hope in Sophia's heart, daring her to imagine a world where her family might finally see her not as a disappointment, but as a force of equal, if not greater, valor. This hope flickered against the backdrop of family gatherings like the previous 4th of July barbecue, where amid the sizzle of grills and the crackle of fireworks, her mother subtly prodded her about settling down. A career is fine, but a woman needs a family too, reinforcing archaic gender expectations that prioritize domesticity over professional prowess, while Ethan, emboldened by alcohol and adulation, publicly belittled her Pentagon assignment as endless meetings and coffee runs. His laughter echoing as he regaled the crowd with exaggerated tales of his own exploits. Each word a brick in the wall of Sophia's internal fortress, a barrier built from years of suppressed tears and unvoiced rebuttals, transforming her pain into unshakable resolve. Back at the Naval Academy gates, as the security guard persisted in his error, General Miller's timely arrival in full-dress uniform turned the tide, his authoritative presence commanding immediate deference as he revealed Sophia's true rank, Rear Admiral, denoted by the 2 silver stars that gleamed with quiet authority, causing the petty officer to pale in panic at nearly ejecting a flag officer. An incident Sophia handled with grace, declining Miller's offer to confront her family directly, preferring instead to let her unveiled truth speak volumes as she strode past their stunned faces, their expressions a mosaic of confusion, denial, and dawning realization that the desk jockey they had dismissed was a high-ranking leader in her own right. In a private room adjacent to the ceremony hall, Sophia shed her trench coat like a chrysalis, emerging in her pristine dress whites, the uniform a symbol of her hard-won authority, the 2 stars a testament to promotions earned through intellect and impact rather than combat scars. And as she entered the VIP section, senior officers rose to greet her with salutes and sincere praise. "Your work on Blackwater was legendary, Admiral." A chorus of respect that drowned out the echoes of her family's doubt, their shocked stares boring into her from the audience as she maintained composure, internally affirming that today she was no longer a pawn in their game, but a queen commanding the board. The ceremony commenced with Ethan taking the stage, receiving the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal amid applause, his speech a polished performance lauding their father and his wife but pointedly omitting Sophia, a deliberate erasure that extinguished any lingering sisterly warmth, replacing it with the cold clarity of self-reliance. However, the script flipped when General Miller, unscripted and resolute, interrupted the proceedings to add an unscheduled honor, detailing Sophia's leadership in Operation Blackwater, a classified intelligence campaign that dismantled a global terror financing network, preventing countless attacks and saving thousands of lives, including averting a missile ambush on the U.S. destroyer commanded by none other than Ethan, the revelation hanging in the air like a thunderclap, prompting the audience to rise in a standing ovation while her family remained seated, petrified in shock, Ethan's face contorting with a mix of horror and humiliation as the magnitude of her achievements, and their direct benefit to him, sank in, reshaping the narrative from his triumph to her quiet supremacy. At the post-ceremony reception, amid clinking glasses and murmured congratulations, Sophia's family cornered her in a private alcove, Ethan's anger boiling over as he accused her of deceit. "All these years, lying about your desk job?" His resentment palpable at being outshone, especially since her intelligence had saved his ship and life, but Sophia, her voice steady as a compass needle, countered that she had never lied, merely chosen not to waste breath on those unwilling to listen, demanding respect as the non-negotiable foundation for any future relationship, her words a boundary drawn with the precision of a strategist before she excused herself to answer a urgent duty call, her commitment to service eclipsing the petty drama of family politics. 6 months later, under the golden hues of a setting sun at her parents' home, Sophia noticed a new display cabinet in the living room, her distinguished service medal gleaming proudly alongside Ethan's commendation and their father's Vietnam-era relics, a silent acknowledgement that marked the beginning of a paradigm shift in the Hayes family narrative, moving away from the glorification of male combat heroism toward a more inclusive honor for all forms of service, regardless of visibility or gender. Her mother's genuine smile, free of the usual undercurrents of expectation, and her father's sincere inquiries about her Pentagon projects. "Tell me more about that algorithm you developed," signaled a thawing of old prejudices, family dinners evolving from competitive one-upmanship to open dialogues where stories were shared without hierarchy. On the back porch swing, creaking softly under their weight, Ethan finally broached the apology that had been brewing, his voice laced with vulnerability as he admitted his insecurity, the need to be the unchallenged hero stemming from fears of inadequacy in their father's eyes. And Sophia, her heart softened but not surrendered, accepted with grace, affirming that her worth had always existed independent of their validation. Her journey a beacon of resilience that illuminated the path to mutual pride and respect. Their reconciliation a fragile yet profound bridge built on truth, where Ethan tentatively acknowledged how her intelligence protocols might have influenced his own operational successes, fostering a new dynamic of equality. Throughout this odyssey, Sophia's story weaves themes of invisible service versus visible glory, highlighting how naval intelligence, though cloaked in secrecy, forms the backbone of military might, preventing disasters before they unfold and saving lives without fanfare, contrasting sharply with Ethan's celebrated, but ultimately supportive role. It underscores entrenched family dynamics and gender expectations, where traditional military masculinity marginalized women's contributions, especially in non-combat spheres, forcing Sophia to navigate a minefield of bias with unwavering poise. The narrative delves into the price of secrecy, the solitude it imposes, and the personal sacrifices, missed holidays, strained relationships, that underpin covert operations. Yet it also celebrates recognition and identity, as Sophia's promotion to Rear Admiral and public acclaim dismantle long-held prejudices, compelling her family to redefine honor and success. Resilience emerges as a core pillar, Sophia's ability to endure rejection, construct a fortress of self-respect, and ultimately demand acknowledgement on her terms, serving as an inspiration for those in similar shadows. Healing Through Truth caps the tale, with the family's tentative evolution founded on acceptance of diverse service forms, proving that bonds, though tested, can mend when rooted in respect. Expanding on her early years, Sophia's fascination with codes began in elementary school. Puzzles and ciphers her escape from the noise of a household dominated by Ethan's athletic pursuits, her first encryption program written on a clunky family computer, a harbinger of the sophisticated algorithms she would later deploy in national defense. At the Naval Academy's preparatory program, while Ethan trained in seamanship, Sophia delved into cyber warfare simulations, her scenarios outpacing peers and earning quiet nods from instructors who saw her potential as a strategic mastermind. Her first deployment, though classified, involved cracking enemy communications in a volatile region, her insights averting a potential escalation that could have drawn in allied forces, a success celebrated only in confidential briefs. The Red Sea operation, in greater detail, unfolded over tense hours, Sophia juggling multiple data streams, drone footage, signal intercepts, weather patterns, to predict pirate movements, her decision to reroute the SEAL insertion based on a subtle anomaly in radio chatter proving pivotal. The team's after-action report praising her as the guardian angel they never met. General Miller's mentorship became a turning point. His recognition not just professional but paternal, filling a void left by her own father, his hints at the medal nomination accompanied by stories of his own overlooked early career, bonding them in shared understanding. The barbecue scene replayed in her mind with added layers, her aunt's well-meaning but misguided comment. Sophia's too smart for her own good, that's why she's single, adding fuel to the gender bias fire. Yet Sophia's retort, delivered with a smile, planted seeds of doubt in the family's collective mindset. At the ceremony, the weight of her stars felt literal, each one a culmination of sleepless nights and high-pressure decisions. The audience's ovation a symphony she had long imagined but never expected. Ethan's omission in his speech, analyzed deeply, stemmed from jealousy masked as tradition, his worldview shattered by Miller's revelation, forcing introspection on his own privileges. The confrontation's raw emotion, Ethan's flushed face, her mother's tears, her father's averted gaze, marked a catharsis. Sophia's poise a model of emotional intelligence honed in interrogation rooms. In the ensuing months, subtle changes accumulated, like Ethan forwarding articles on intelligence advancements, her parents attending a naval symposium where her work was indirectly referenced, culminating in the display cabinet's symbolism, a physical manifestation of equity. Their porch conversation extended late into the night, vulnerabilities shared under starlit skies. Ethan confessing how her success intimidated him, Sophia revealing the toll of isolation. their laughter over childhood antics sealing the mend. Beyond the personal, Sophia's tale resonates on broader scales, challenging military perceptions where combat is romanticized while intelligence is undervalued, advocating for gender parity in leadership roles, and illustrating how secrecy, though necessary, exacts a human cost that deserves societal empathy. Her resilience inspires, teaching that self-worth blooms from within, not from external accolades, and that truth, when unveiled, has the power to heal even the deepest rifts, redefining family legacies to embrace all contributions. As Sophia swings gently on that porch, the weight of her trench coat a distant memory, she embodies the unsung hero's triumph, her story a 5,000-word tapestry of perseverance, revelation, and redemption, proving that in the grand chessboard of life, the quiet moves often checkmate the loud ones, leaving an indelible mark on those who dare to see beyond the surface.